A project charter is one of the most important documents you will create. It is also considered a milestone event in your project. In other words, from this point forward, you now have the authority to proceed with your project. All preliminary planning to this point leads up to the sign-off of this document. A project charter formally recognizes the existence of the project and provides a summary of the project's objectives and management. A project charter can vary in length from just a 1 or 2 page summary, or it could take the form of a lengthy and complex legal document. Now, this charter is not the Magna Carta, but it is an important document that influential people sign off on. Our project charter describes the project in enough detail so that the persons responsible for giving the company's official approval have enough information to authorize the project. After this sign-off, resources can now be committed to the project. This milestone document signals that it is a legitimate undertaking that has the full backing it needs to achieve its goals. Many of these will be taken from the business case that you previously created. Let's look at each individual component of the project's charter. This is straightforward information here. You will spell out the project title, start date, and end date. Use the start date as of the beginning of the semester. Use the finish date as the project due date at the end of the semester. Here you will need just a brief overview of the budget of your business case you previously created. You need to list how much of your project has been approved for and the major areas in which it will be spent. Now, if your objective is to launch a rocket, there are many smaller objectives that must be met in order to get to launch day. But here you're going to explain some of the elements as well as the overall objective. The approach is where you explain the work that will be done on the project. It's an expansion of the objectives. Much of this will be used later in your work breakdown structure. Take a look at the example in our textbook on their approach. Roles and responsibilities. This is the actual sign-off section, giving the name and signature of the persons, their role, position, and contact information. The personnel that should be included are the project champion, sponsor, project manager, program manager, and at least one person from the project steering committee. These persons are at a high level in the organization. In the comments section, let's say if you were an astronaut ready to be shot out into outer space, you might have a comment or two about the project. Now, you might agree to the concept of space travel, but you just might have a question or two. So therefore, at times, some of the stakeholders might agree to the project overall, but still have some concerns about a particular aspect of the project. Concerns over the cost, benefits, change of culture, effect on the organization could be asked. The comment could be either at a high level or at a particular detail about the project. Again, they have approved the project, but there are issues that should be considered and followed up on in a timely manner. In some closing thoughts, another major reason for a project charter is that it reduces the chance of failure. When issues arise, and they will arise as the work of the project is carried out, this document can be referred to maintain the support of the project. Now that the major personnel of the project have given their support, it is now time to have a formal kickoff meeting, inviting the signers of this charter, as well as members of the project team and any other persons from the organization deemed necessary.